Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dragon Lifestyle, which is, of course, now a finance channel in case you missed the update. And today I was kind of thinking about topics like a really good topic to be kind of like the first topic of the finance channel. And actually, since credit card debt is kind of a major thing, it's also something I had to struggle with um, a lot when I was younger as well. And then again, just to remind you guys that I am not a financial advisor. I don't do finance in the field. This is just an average Joe who's gone through some things in his life and kind of has developed wisdom because of them. And I also like learning, so it's fun to find out more stuff in finance because it is something that I don't necessarily know by heart, but it is something I enjoy reading and learning about because being fiscally wise is appealing to me, especially as I get a little bit older in years. Not that I'm super old right now, but as I get older in years, it's fun to realize how I've overcame different challenges in like money or any of that is concerned. Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about credit card debt, and it's going to be methods to get yourself out of credit card debt. Now, again, I am just an average Joe preaching this to you, so take it as you will. But I have been in credit card debt. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be like I can barely make the payments. I don't have extra to do. But really, credit card debt is a difficult challenge to get out of, even for the best of people. And then, if you're not in a good enough situation, it can be really difficult. But there are ways you can do it. So something I've learned, and I think it's technically like an industry term. I'm not really sure, but something I've learned about reading is there's two major methods to work on your credit card debt. And the first one's going to be the snowball method, and it's kind of what it sounds like. So the snowball method, if you think about a snowball as it rolls downhill, it slowly gets bigger. With the snowball method, your main focus is going to be you're going to tackle the lowest amount that you have on a card, because we're going to assume that you have multiple cards for this example and not necessarily just one, because one credit card, as long as it's not too high, is relatively easy to get out of. It's when you get like 4, 5, 6 credit cards that you have max that it starts becoming a lot more difficult. And like I said, I've been there, right? I understand what it's like to be on that credit card debt and not really know, uh, not really be like, I feel like I've dug myself into this hole that I'm never going to be able to get out of. Um, as always, if it's right, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, but there's the tool of bankruptcy. However, it does ruin your credit, and that's not what we really want to do because your credit is going to be kind of like your lifeline in the United States. If you file for bankruptcy, it's going to take a while to build up that credit again. The better thing is to dig yourself out of the hole you're in order to keep a higher level of credit. Unless bankruptcy should basically be like a last ditch effort. Like I know I'm not going to be able to ever pay this off in a reasonable amount of time. So that's when you would file for bankruptcy. Um, but there are a lot of people who are like, oh, you should just file for it when you max out your credit cards. No, that's not generally a good thing to do. So what we're focusing on is actionable ways to get your credit card debt down. Um, and so the first method I'm going to talk about, like I said, is a snowball method, where you start with the lowest amount you have on a credit card, and you pay a little extra on that, and then you pay the minimums on everything else, and then you pay it off. And what you do during the snowball method is once you've paid off that credit card, whatever the minimum payment for that credit card are, if you can manage it, the payment you were making towards that credit card, you apply it to the next smallest amount. And you just keep going that way until you've knocked off all your credit card debt. Now, again, you have to be wise, and you have to budget for stuff like this, right? Like you might, in order for this method to really work, you can't be paying the minimum only on the small amount on top of all the other amounts. The idea is that you're paying more towards that small amount so that it's paid off faster, so that you can start accruing more of what you were putting towards that card to the next card, and then the next card, and then another one. And that's kind of how the snowball method works. Now, the second method is the avalanche method, and it's kind of like this reverse scenario where you pick the highest amount of debt you have on a credit card and you pay extra on that, pay minimums on the rest, and you kind of knock it down from the top down. I'm not necessarily saying one method is better than the rest. In fact, even reading some industry experts, they don't necessarily say one method is better than the rest. The most important thing is paying that extra and working towards one of your cards so that whatever payment was on that card can be applied to the next card, and you can kind of start um, either snowballing or creating the avalanche to get your credit card debt paid off a little bit faster. There are other ways you can kind of think about things, like you can also tackle, say, the highest interest rate card first and work that way, but a lot of this stuff, from what I've read, seems to function off of either the snowball or avalanche method. They take into consideration, obviously, a higher interest rate is going to mean that it's going to be a little bit harder to pay that debt off because they'll be accruing higher interest as opposed to a lower interest rate. The important thing is consistency once you start either of these methods, and keeping yourself on track to do it. And what basically my financial advisors for my retirement account said is, then the idea after you've already done this is, because you've been so used to going without this money for a while, you might as well just invest it in your future. So either put it in a savings account, an investment account, something like that that is going to grow, and that in the future is going to be able to put you in a better spot to where you don't get into this kind of credit card debt again. And as I mentioned, I myself dug myself in the credit card hole and had to dig myself out of it. I'm still actually technically somewhat digging myself out of it. I'm just in a better position now to where I'm pretty much like, even though I have a card that still has a little bit of debt on it, I know it's easily going to be paid off, right? I'm not necessarily worried about that. So the one thing to remember is that while credit cards can be tools to increase kind of the amount of your spending power, they also can be traps, and that's what the credit card companies count on, is that you'll get trapped and you'll end up having to pay a lot of interest, and you'll say that $3,000 credit card all of a sudden became like a $6,000 credit card. They basically made double the line of credit that you had with it. So when focusing on credit card debt, I personally would encourage, as someone who's been through it, I encourage doing a budget and kind of knowing where you can kind of cut costs for a little bit so you can get your credit card debt a little bit more managed. Um, and as I said, either try the snowball method, the avalanche method. These seem to be industry standards from what I'm reading, that a lot of actual financial advisors, not, not me, average Joe, but actual financial advisors will tell you you should do one of those methods in order to cut down your debt a little bit quicker. And remember, the faster you pay off the credit card debt, the more money you'll actually have, and also the better your credit will be, because you took such a high debt and were able to pay it off. That looks really good on your credit as well. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed kind of like the little tips and tricks for paying off your credit card debt. Um, Again, like I said, I'm only telling you things that I, as an average Joe, know. If you want to know other finance stuff, or kind of, give me topics to talk about, I like to research. I like to do stuff like this. Maybe you'll even give me topics that I have not covered before in my personal life, and it's something that I can, kind of learn with you guys. But yeah, if you want to learn more about financial stuff, or do you just like hearing an average guy talking about financials over, oh, I'm a financial expert of blah 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 blah, but I have millions of dollars, so this is what I'm telling you to do. Um, you know, Sometimes it's nice to hear it from the average people like myself who have been there. We understand what it's like, and we worked our way out. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you did tune in, and we will see you guys later. Goodbye.